Hello friends and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm reading for Cancerian energy for Thursday the 11th of November. I'm not seeing a huge amount going on astrologically for you with the planets, so maybe something's going on in your personal birth chart, but other than that I'm not seeing a huge amount going on in your chart. So actually feeling quite balanced, actually feeling quite, yeah, like Cancer is resting, Cancer has a plan. So some of these cards that have been falling out as I've kind of been doing the pre-shuffle, just preparing for the reading, I'm seeing this common thing with these eggs here. Now this is two different decks. They're both by the same artist, so they're both by Colette Baron Reid, but it's not like there's eggs on every single one of the cards. So it's strange that as I was shuffling, these specific cards should come out. So just moving that one aside for a second, you had Field of Dreams and Peace with these eggs. And as I looked at them, I heard hatching out, hatching out. So, and then I looked at the underlying of this deck, and this was the image, and she's literally like almost hatching out of this shell. Can you see this? So this new life hatching out. So I don't know if you're having some sort of makeover, or you're like maybe like you've been through something where something ended and it's like time for something new to begin for you. It has that kind of energy to it where it's like you just kind of, you've been nesting, right? You've been nesting, you've been healing, you've been doing that kind of Four of Swords energy of taking the time to recover or rest or just process something, and now it's like waking up again, like waking up to life again, like seeing potential. So I think you have found this kind of this peace, this tranquility. You could have made peace with someone or something. So it could be something from your past, some kind of situation where I'm getting father for some of you. So whether it's your father or like your partner, maybe the father of your children, but I'm hearing father, possibly a priest as well, right? A father, but doesn't have to be that. It's just could be for one person, is what I'm hearing. So you've made peace, right? I'm hearing laid to rest as well. So I'm hearing put something to bed. So there's something that you've kind of made peace with from the past. It could be somebody that you had a disagreement with and you've made peace, or it could be a situation that you found very difficult to emotionally deal with, but you've come to terms with it now, and it's like, yeah, I'm closing that book, I'm closing that chapter, that's done now. So Field of Dreams is talking to me about dreams and wishes for the future. So I feel like you're kind of like in this process of, it could have been like something like going to therapy or doing some guided meditation, something like that. It feels like it's been a process for you, but it's like in that rest period, it could be literally while you're sleeping, you've had these ideas and visions of like where you want to go and what you want to happen in the future. So there are fairies on both of these decks. Again, it has this feeling of like your friends helping you, or like the people around you, your friends, your family, your community, your social circle, Cancer, who have been supporting you. There's like three, hearing sisters, there's three fairies on this deck. So I figured with these fairies popping out, I'd grab the Fairy Oracle deck for you and just see what that has to say as well. So, excuse me, my throat's tightening up a little bit there. That's the throat chakra. Anything here for Cancer from this deck? Anything for Cancer from this deck, please? Anything else from the Fairy deck for Cancer? I'm going to give it one more try. If nothing comes out, then I guess nothing was meant to come out, but there we go. Okay, so you've got Protect Your Dreams. That's interesting. You've got Field of Dreams and Protect Your Dreams and Shine From Within. So I'm just going to move these over to one side for a second. That's really interesting. That's Shine From Within. She literally is like, look, it's like she's shining. Again, I had that reading where it's like, what do stars do? They shine. So letting your true self shine, letting something authentic from within shine out. I'm hearing radiate and be beautiful. So yeah, it feels like, and it's almost like here she is like holding it, right? Holding this thing in her heart. So it's something that you're dreaming from the heart space. And then it's like it shines. So I'm going to actually read these cards for you, just to kind of, I'm doing this, you're reading in a little bit of a different way, which is giving me, I'm doing it a different way, I'm doing it a different way. What's that song? I'll show you how to love me. it's go down, isn't it? So a bit of a rude song there, Cancer, but you know, you go and have a good time. What is it? Love song, something love song, independent love song. Doing it a different way. So I've not actually randomized the song for you yet. I am going to do that on camera because I'm able to do that again. So looking forward to that in a moment. But for now, just to get this pre-reading section done. Again, this could be for one person, so if this isn't you, just hold out, because when I start to pull cards in my traditional way, not in my different way, you may find that that resonates more. This might be a side message for somebody that really needs to hear it, so just skip ahead or bear through if this part of the reading isn't for you. Field of dreams. Your thoughts, feelings and beliefs are always engaging the vast field of pure potential. This is the perfect time to harness the field of vast potential not yet realised in your life. Great abundance is yours if you're willing to do the work alongside the gentle gardener. Be clear about your thoughts, feelings and beliefs. Concentrate on your best life regardless of the temporary outer conditions imposed upon you by the greater world, which has its own story to tell. You have a basket full of seeds that are quite powerful, for your talents are divinely inspired and will indeed lead to a great harvest to be shared with others. You will reap what you have sown. Dream big, dream beautiful, take action, and tend to the garden of your life and experience the extraordinary. I'm liking this reading for you so far because some of you know I sometimes get tricky readings for Cancer, and you get a bit of a telling off sometimes, which I always feel awful about, because I'm like, I know that you're sensitive, right? I know that your feelings get hurt easily, so when I have to do that teacher talk, it's like, it upsets me too. But this is lovely. This is really, really good. So some sort of dream, protect your dreams. So it's talking about your potential, right? You've got seeds of ideas, things that you want to do, you know, dreams of the future, thinking about the possibilities, and it's very, very creative. Cancerian energy is beautifully creative. That's why so many artists and performers and singers are Cancerians, because you have stories to tell. You know, it's that humanity of Cancer that is empathetic and sympathetic and you know, feels in a very human way. So the potential here, the seeds, the inspiration that comes with that, and being ruled by the moon as well, you absolutely have a huge amount of potential here. But it does say that you need to work alongside somebody else, this gentle gardener energy. Now this can symbolize the universe, right? You know, working with spirit. Just to show you this card as well here, which I'll come to in a minute, it says koala spirit, spirit has a plan. So spirit has a plan, and I feel like they're feeding you the seeds of this plan. It's like you're along for the ride, I want to say, but it could be that you need somebody else to help you get this project or this idea or this future off the ground and into the reality, right? To get it planted and to have it tended to as well. Some people are ideas people, some people are creative types, really, really good at coming up with out of the box thinking, you know, innovative ideas. So I'm getting Aquarian energy, and yeah, Aquarian energy from that. But you need those kind of people who are good at putting in the long-term work, you know, the nurturers, the providers, the people who kind of like Taurus energy, any earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, the people who tend the fields, and they make sure that something lasts. So maybe you are good at that, again depending on your full birth chart, but it could be that you need to partner up with somebody who's very very like in it for the long haul, you know. Not necessarily as a partner, not necessarily romantic, it could be for some of you, but it could be some kind of like business partnership, or just a friend who's you know, on the same like wave as you, you know, they've got the same plan as you. So okay, protect your dreams. You are the guardian of your precious dreams, and they are safe in your care. Keep them close to your heart until you're ready to release them. Allow your dreams to have strong foundations before revealing them to the world at large. While they're growing and still tender, it's important to cherish and protect them. It would be wise not to reveal your dreams to anyone unless you fully trust them to hold your dreams dear and to keep them as safe as you do. And you are under no obligation to reveal your deepest wishes and dreams, even to those closest to you, until the time is right. I'm sorry, I'm going to sneeze. we all have the right to protect our heartfelt dreams and wishes. Do so with positivity, trust, and love. You can ask the fairies to add an extra layer of protection to your dreams by saying, "Fairies, this is my dream. It's dear to me. Please help to protect it till it comes to be." As your dream grows, nurtured by the protection it has received from you and the fairies, it will gain power and momentum. This will serve you well for when your dream is released into the world. Nurture your dream so that it may come to be in this earthly realm for the highest good of all. Follow any guidance during this time from physical signs or your intuition, if it seems wise. You alone will know when the time is right to release your dream. I think it was Libra last week had something similar to this, where it was like the universe has a plan and you're part of this plan. You're like a tool in the universe's toolbox to achieve something that's going to be really good for humanity. So my example of this is always like John Lennon's Imagine, Imagine All the People. It's such an inspirational song, and it touched so many people and affected them in a very human way, at that level of humanity that reminds people to be good people. So it's like you have something to do, to accomplish, to give to the world that is going to be very inspiring. Now, it might not be inspiring to millions of people like that song. That's just one example. It could be something you say in passing, right? Like a cledon. Something you say in passing to the right person inspires them to write a song that has that big impact. So you have a part to play. So therefore, the universe is feeding you ideas, guiding you to the right people, and getting you in the right place at the right time for this to happen. So because you're of service, you're being protected and you're being divinely guided. So use it, work with that. Obviously for the greater good. Then you've got this shine from within and new life. So finding this inner peace, this inner tranquility, coming to terms with what you desire and what you wish. There is a star, again, with this a star heart business that's been coming through. There is a star on this egg as well. So watch out for white feathers. I found some white feathers. They're actually on a I feel a close connection with Archangel Michael. Now, I'm not particularly religious, but while I've been doing the tarot readings, it's an energy that constantly feels like it's supporting me. So whether it's like the legitimate Archangel Michael, or it's just the name I give to this energy. I went for a walk and I kind of just let my feet guide me. I kind of went down this forest path that I'd never been down before, and I came out, and again I kind of like came out into an area with houses, and I found a church, and it was a church of, I think it was Saint Michael, so not the Archangel, but still the name Michael, right? And I went again, and as I was passing and talking about this thing that had happened, like, oh my goodness, I came out and then the church was there and it was St. Michael's Church, it's like I was led there, or like, I don't know, it could be coincidence, but it felt important at the time. And as I was telling this story, this hedgerow was absolutely covered in white feathers, and white feathers to me are something from my guides telling me confirmation, or confirmation of my thoughts, or confirmation of something. So I got one of the little white feathers. How the feathers got there, I don't know, but to me it's like I'm being guided by angels. So watch out, again, like white feathers. Pay attention to what you're thinking, what you're feeling, the thoughts that are running through your mind at that time. It could be a symbol from your guardian angels, from your ancestors, from the universe, to say you're on the right track, right? This is meant for you. So that feather stuck to my finger. Peace. Because I feel like it's inner peace, finding that connection to whatever you feel like that bigger presence is for you. And finding a lot of peace in that. It's like, I'm loved by the universe, therefore I love myself and I can love others freely, that kind of thing. So let's read Shine From Within, because I feel like this is leading you into this new phase. So it could be, for me, finding that chord, right? If you want to go back to Libra's reading, finding that connection to something bigger than myself. And I don't want to bang on about it and kind of like try and convert anyone or anything like that. It's my own personal experience. So whatever you believe is absolutely fine. But for me, finding that finding that that connection to something bigger than me that feels like unconditional love, it helped me with a lot with things like confidence, with feeling safe, feeling safe to do things that perhaps I would have shied away from in the past, finding the confidence to really be quite authentically myself and not really care, what people think of me or what people have to say about that, because there's freedom in that. There's freedom in connecting with something bigger and greater than what Mavis says next door, or it's suddenly a lot of things fall into focus where you get this kind of like higher perspective, and kind of the day-to-day mundane, silly petty things don't really matter anymore. So I don't know if something like that is happening for you, possibly or possibly not. So shine from within. Looks are only skin deep. True beauty shines from within. You had this a few weeks back where I felt like I was connecting with somebody who, perhaps, as I'm approaching 40, right? Somebody who was a little bit older, and perhaps they were in a business. I think it came through that this person was some kind of performer, like an actress, right? Which comes through a lot for Cancer. But it was coming through with this energy of somebody who perhaps relied on the looks a lot. So it could be, flirting with the bouncer to get in the club, that kind of thing. Or, like the person's outward appearance was like something that they relied upon. So when you start to lose that, when you start to get a little bit older and perhaps not as attractive as you were when in your 20s, then say it was an actress in Hollywood, perhaps the jobs dry up, right? Perhaps this is somebody, a ballerina keeps coming through, you don't get cast as often. So that's why it's so important to have that love within yourself, for your soul, and not worry too much about the vehicle, which is just the body, right? The body is just a vehicle for the soul. So it's not the most important thing. They're giving me the analogy of like a car. You could have a really trashy car, but it could have a really good engine, and that engine is like your soul. So it's like, don't underestimate the outward appearance, because what's inside is more important. That's what really, really matters. It's like you could have something like the shell, like the outside of like a Ferrari or a Lamborghini, something that really impresses other people, and people could take pictures of it and be like, wow, that's such a cool car. But inside it could have like it could have, sorry, I'm hearing Ford Chevy. It could have, I don't know if that's a good car or a bad car, I'm not the best at cars, but it could have like because trying to give me something else with Chevy. They're giving me American Pie. I drove my Chevy to the levee, but the levee was dry. So you could have like a bit of a duff engine inside, and it's not really that impressive then, is it? You've just got like the outward shell. Yeah, don't worry too much about your appearances, your age, things like this, because that's not really what's important. And if somebody loves you because you have a nice shell, then that's a really false, shallow love. That's not worthy of you. That's not worthy of your true beauty, that star within, right? You want somebody to love you for the star within. Cancer. This is a time for self-acceptance and for revealing your true beauty. Fairy glamour is a form of magic used to make something appear different from what it really is. It is seen in many fairy tales such as Cinderella, and Snow White, where fairy glamour is used by the evil queen to disguise herself as an old crone. In its simplest form, fairy glamour often involves using cosmetics to give the appearance of being more youthful. In spiritual terms, it can mean that you're showing one face to the world while keeping your true face or feelings hidden. Sometimes it's important to do this, especially if you feel threatened, but usually it's because you fear being seen for who you truly are. This comes down to learning to love yourself, not in a selfish way, but in a self-accepting way. Once you're able to accept yourself, others will accept you too. As they're merely a reflection of what we think and feel about ourselves. I'm going to stop there and talk about myself again, Cancer. I'm going to stop there and just share my experiences again, because I think that's how we connect with each other, right? Again, this is part of my experience and what I've been learning. I used to be the sort of person that would hide in pictures. You know, I would never take a selfie, and if I did, I'd be like, oh, that's awful, delete it immediately. So part of this whole spiritual experience for me has actually been learning actually how to take selfies, how to pose for pictures, what are my best angles, what are bad angles, what's good lighting, what's bad lighting, what makeup works for me, what makeup doesn't work for me. And it's not so much that I'm hiding my true self as presenting a better version of myself to the world. I use filters sometimes, and there's still photos where I take several photos every time I want to post a photo to social media, and I delete a lot of them. Some of them my belly's hanging out, or I'm slouching, or I'm pulling a weird expression where all my wrinkles on my forehead show. But I think there's some kind of self-acceptance in that, of recognizing that even the biggest celebrities, even people like the Kardashians, people who think of like beautiful, still have bad photos sometimes. So I think it's okay. It's not like there's anything wrong with making beautiful art, presenting a nice picture of ourselves that makes us feel good about ourselves. Even if I dropped the book, even if we have makeup on, even if we I think there's a filter that I use on my phone where it's like it smooths out my skin a little bit. I have acne, so I have like quite dry skin. Sometimes it's a little bit mottled, acne scars. So using that smoothing out, and I used to use it a lot. I used to be like all the way up there, but now I just kind of like nudge it a little bit. And I think there's something about editing your photos. I think Tana Mojo as well, she's a Cancerian, once talked about this, where she was saying she was at one point, she was using the Body Morph app. I've not used that one, but she was using the Body Morph app to edit her body to a point where it was unrealistic. It wasn't achievable for her anymore. It was something that was like, she'd have to have ribs removed, to get that kind of look. So it messes with your head, and it makes you have a distorted perception of not only how you look, but what's possible to achieve. So it could be that you're spending too much time on Instagram or something, looking at people and thinking they're so perfect. No, they've just got somebody who's editing the photos really, really well. Nobody's perfect. So loving your own faults and accepting them. And something I've been trying to do as well is I tend to do it more with people I really, really trust and my closer friends, where I'm like, this is the worst photo of me. I hate this photo so much. I look like an old witch in it, and they're still like, oh, you're so beautiful. And I'm like, I know you're lying, but thank you, So being brave enough to share the photos where you don't feel confident. And I've shared photos on social media, on my main accounts, where I've been like, here's my spots today. It makes me feel really bad about myself, and I get a lot of support. So I think because there's something in that as well, where if you always present this false image of yourself, it's almost like having a wall up where people can't connect with you. You're not real. Where if you post a picture where you're like, hi, I'm gross, I've got acne scars, people are like, oh, I have acne too. Like, I didn't know you had acne. And I mean, for me, I've looked at people like Cameron Diaz and Taylor R, who are very, very beautiful, but who also suffer from acne. And it makes me have that self-acceptance. So I know I'm going off on one. It's probably going to be a really long reading, but it's like somebody has to hear that. Somebody has to hear that it's okay to not present a perfect version of yourself at all times. And the people who still love you when you post those horrible pictures of yourself on social media that you hate and you just want to delete, but then the people who support you, it's like a good way to weed out who's your true friend, right? Who truly loves you. And I know that when I've posted those pictures myself, and certain people like those pictures, it's very it warms your heart. It warms your heart to be like, oh, that person is supporting me at my most vulnerable point. And yeah, you do start to see other people's true colours from things like that as well. So shine from within, connect with that inner beauty, allow people to see you in your most vulnerable states, in those times where you think, I'm really not doing well here. And it's surprising actually how people can connect with that, and how, you know, your real friends step up and support you, and that's worth more than 1,000 fake followers, you know. So I don't know, somebody had to hear that, I guess. I just posted a picture to my friends the other day where I was in the cinema and I had a new phone, and there was something going on with the lighting, and I was green. I was like, I don't know why my skin looks so sickly and green. I can't colour correct it, but I don't know. It was, again, like, yeah. This card may also be asking you to reflect on when you last wore a glamorous outfit or went to the hair salon. If you're neglecting yourself due to a busy job or home life, remember that making time for you is essential. Even just escaping for half an hour and taking a luxurious bath can help you to feel uplifted and energized. So there's nothing wrong with putting your best foot forward. There's nothing wrong with wearing makeup and, you know, getting that perfect lighting and editing your pictures and posting pictures where you feel really good about yourself as well. There's nothing wrong with that. Just make sure that it doesn't become something that becomes like a fantasy version of yourself where you're going to disappoint people. Now, I don't want to say that you're going to disappoint people, but it's almost like it's like a wall, right? It's like you're not letting people get close if all you do is post like perfect pictures. Like, I posted some pictures a couple of days ago where I was out for a walk in the woods, and I had a coffee, and I'm so tired. So I've got these like big bags under my eyes, and a couple of those pictures I was like, if you zoom in, I do look a bit like a wicked witch in the forest. But again, it's like, but it's who I am, and it's human, so it is what it is. Even just escaping for half an hour and taking a luxurious bath can help you feel uplifted and energized. Feeling good about yourself, no matter what your age, is beneficial, not just for you, but also for those around you, especially younger people who are strongly influenced by the behavior of the adults around them. The card may also be asking if someone is trying to pull the wool over your eyes and appearing as someone other than themselves. I do feel like it's more about you, though. I feel like it's more about learning to love yourself and learning to accept yourself. Again, I was having a conversation the other day about, because I'm almost 40 now, so I like the lines at the side of my eyes at the moment because they kind of crinkle. They're kind of like those smile lines, and my smile lines as well at the side of my mouth. I like those lines. What I don't like is my frown lines, which seem to be really deep at the moment, especially when my skin's dry. It's like such a frowny forehead. But then again, I'm not going to have like Botox or anything because I just think that's a step too far for me personally. I think she's Cancerian. One of my friends keeps telling me about that. Is it retinol? I might try some retinol. 39. I don't know. There's a difference between making the best of yourself and living in some kind of like fantasy version of yourself. New life, birth of new ideas, growth opportunities, a breath of fresh air, and life renewing itself. When spring awakens the world, joy and excitement can be felt all around and in your very core. Blossoms burst from trees overnight, birds return home and sing their glorious song, and nature is full of promise. Miracles beckon all of us. This is one of those times in your life when new ideas inspire you and new opportunities bring you hope for seeing your dreams come true. All is well in your world, and you have the energy you need to feel renewed. Allow your heart to fill with enthusiasm. Let your light shine, for this is a good time of fortune, or a time of good fortune, if I can get my words the right way around. So Spirit has a plan. So watch out for koala bears, but not just koala bears. I've been getting panda bears this morning. Panda bears, and then something about, because they both eat like bamboo. So like the sweet trees, something like that. So like, I don't know, it could be like celery. I'm being shown celery. So something about, it could be something about eating healthily. But there's something as well about, now, if I pop that down. So watch out for koala bears and pandas. That might be another little signifier for you. I was really drawn to these little white flowers. Do you see these here? I don't know if that's on camera or not. I don't know. But there's these little white flowers that look like daisies. So daisies, again, he loves me not, could be significant for you. I saw a daisy last night in my mind's eye. But they also look a little bit like mushrooms, which is why I was so drawn to them. I was like, are they mushrooms or are they daisies? So again, this kind of illusion thing that keeps coming through. But then I was drawn to the King of Wands fell out as my focus was on those flowers. And he has these little white flowers on his staff as well. So there's something about the white flowers, I feel. Okay, Cancer. Let's bob all this away. I'm going to try and speed up a little bit with your reading. So we're going to go on to the reading that's kind of going to be for everybody. And we'll see what wants to come out here. I'm going to try and speed through the actual card pulling so that I can focus on interpreting the cards. So, Cancer's reading, please, for Thursday, the 11th of November. I'm going back to this deck, okay? This is the Energy Oracle deck. So, what would you like to communicate for Cancer? What's going on for Cancer at the moment? What message would you like to communicate for Cancerians for the 11th? Second chakra, Archangel Ariel. Financial constraints is on the underline. I'm going to just have a quick scan read of that actually, because I'm still not 100% on the chakras. Intimacy and creativity. So there could be a problem with it coming out in, I feel like it came out in the reverse. There could be something where you have a problem with intimacy, you have a problem with letting people get close enough to see that inner you. So again, having beauty or, you know, the way that you present yourself on social media as almost like a barrier, you know, to stop people getting close, to stop people seeing the real you. So just be wary of that. But I'm going to read the upright message. The second chakra vibrates in the energy of the beautiful Archangel Ariel. She sends a bright orange energy, promoting inspired creativity and greater comfort with intimacy. When this card appears upright, it's urging you to get creative. Let yourself reach out into unexplored areas of self-expression and new projects that may have a more creative approach. This is also a time when the energies of closeness with others and nurturing yourself can flow more freely. You can now open yourself to the emotional intimacy that may be coming your way. So nurture yourself and be ready to receive the affection and camaraderie of the resonant souls around you. So again, going back to me being quite open with some of my friendship groups about, you know, about my whole process of gaining confidence. Again, I lost all my confidence when I had really, really bad acne. I really suffered from it. You know, I was so embarrassed about my appearance, and it was like to the point where I couldn't even cover it up because it would just aggravate it. So really my confidence at one point hit rock bottom. So rebuilding that, and you know, having the control in my hands about taking the selfies. You know, it was my camera, I was taking the pictures, I was working out what looked good and what didn't look good. I could delete the pictures that I didn't like. All the control was in my hands, so it was almost like a comfort zone to re-explore my own appearance. And getting more and more comfortable with that, and then becoming more, letting that guard down a little bit at a time where I felt comfortable with these friendship groups, you know, sharing the bad pictures where I looked horrible, and you know, they're still my friends. So I don't know, there's definitely something in that for you, I think, Cancer. Strength in vulnerability, they're telling me, strength in vulnerability. And again, like, it's not good for children if all children see is social media, like these people who look perfect because they've got, you know, photos who are edited by professionals, taken by professional photographers, you know, professional makeup artists. You know, it can be very, very scary to be human, to be real. But if you think about great artwork as well, I mean, I know if I go to Manchester Museum and Manchester Art Gallery, there's some beautiful portraits which you know, these artists do of very elderly people, or, you know, people with faces that have a lot of character, and there is a huge amount of beauty in that. My own mother, I went to see her on Monday, and she's very, very ill. She has she has cancer of the mouth and throat, so she has quite big sore cysts on her face and bandages, but she has these beautiful eyes. They're like the eyes of a bloodhound, right? They're these big, beautiful, pleading eyes, and her hair was, you know, so clean and like freshly brushed and glowing in the light, and she was beautiful to me. And she's so nervous about her appearance because she's so, like I was when I had the really bad acne. It's so difficult to allow yourself to be seen when you feel so, I mean, I felt disfigured, but with my acne. you know, you don't want to scare people, you don't want to upset children, you know. I mean, I'd be taking my children to school and be like, I don't want to upset them. Children don't care, you know, they, I don't know, but she was so beautiful. So, I don't know, there's something in that, isn't there? You know, really that kind of Instagram beauty is just a commercial beauty. It's just trying to sell you stuff, really, at the end of the day. It's just trying to sell you clothes or cosmetics or whatever it is that that pretty person's trying to tell you. You know, you'll have the perfect life. If you buy this record, your life will be better. They're giving me that song. Where that's not really what people need. You know, these celebrities, you often find, like, look at Britney Spears as an example. At one point, she was the, you know, probably the most famous person in the world at one point, you know, the most desired, successful person who had so many fans. And yet, you know, does she have a happy life? Is she truly happy? And Billie Eilish, her album, she's a Cancerian, she, I believe, and she's been talking about in her latest album, you know, the downside of fame. Oh, that's too many. Can I get one card, please, for Cancer? One card, please, for Cancer. Fox Spirit, think on your feet. So foxes may be a bit of a spirit guide for you at the moment. Watch out for foxes. And yeah, be prepared to think on your feet. Be prepared to be innovative at this time. Right, emotional energy for Cancer, please. Judgment and death. Okay. One more. Can I get the energy between these two, please? What's the connection there between those two? Thank you. Magician. Okay. I may have to get clarifiers on that. That's you're thinking about life and death stuff there. Do I give something a second chance? Can I manifest a second chance? What's going on in Cancer's thoughts, please? Cancer's thoughts. Working together. Oh yeah, there's something big coming up through for you here. Again with that new life card. Big. Here's the card about your dreams. Yeah, it's some kind of big cycle in your life is closing out here. The Emperor and the Six of Swords. Yeah, no. I feel like there's something that you perhaps tried to revive, or something that you wanted to give a second chance. There's something that I think you clinged to, that you weren't willing to let go of for a while. Where it's like, can we make this work? Can we revive this situation? Can we breathe new life into this? Where actually you're realizing now you're getting some sort of closure, and you're accepting something that's ended, and you're moving on emotionally. Now that Emperor is interesting. I'll find out more about that in a moment. And what is going on in Cancer's physical? Yeah, strength. Gaining strength through this experience, I feel. To have a new start, a brand new fresh start, absolutely major end and new cycle here in this reading, Cancer. This is definitely some resistance to this as well, and you've got the Emperor and the Empress there. Yeah, this is acceptance. This is accepting that sometimes you have to let go of things. You know, you can try and make things work, you can try and work together on things, and sometimes it's just not meant to be. It's just not going to work out. You know, you realize that you're repeating a cycle, you're repeating a pattern, and that, you know, you have to do something different in order to really close out that cycle. You know, history is going to keep repeating itself if you keep doing the same things. So it could be talking about a pattern of behavior that you repeat in different relationships with different people. You know, again, I had a reading a while back that was like, we marry our mothers, we marry our fathers, you know, and cycles of not necessarily abuse, but patterns of behavior being repeated generationally. How do you break that? It could be talking about something going on with work where you keep thinking it's going to get better. You know, if I can just stick it out to the end of the month, I know it's going to get better. If I just hang on until, you know, that project ends and a new project begins, it's going to get better. But it doesn't get better. You know, it's always the same. It's like always the same thing. So coming to terms with that, accepting this ending, accepting that, you know, some things are meant to end. they're showing me something, but it's okay, it might be spoilers, so skip ahead if you don't want to know the spoiler, but it's an older game called Life is Strange. And now the spoiler is going to come, so jump ahead if you don't want the spoiler. But at the end of this game, you're given a choice where the main girl in it is given this choice where does she save her best friend or and potential love interest, depending on how you've played it? Do you save that person that your character loves, but the rest of the world is going to be destroyed, or the rest of this whole town is going to be destroyed with all their friends and family in it? Or do you save the town but sacrifice your best friend? So there's this horrible choice that this person's faced with. But the whole game, the way that the game plays through, and again depending on your choices, the best friend keeps dying. Basically, the girl has the ability to rewind time, and her friend Chloe, she keeps dying. So the main character Max has to keep rewinding time and doing something differently so that she doesn't die. And it's like, ultimately, I think the message of the game is that, you know, it's her time, and you're not meant to save her. You're meant, you know, the purpose of the game is learning how to let Chloe go. And I feel like that's what's going on for you here. Perhaps not literally with death, but it could be some sort of quite profound ending in your life. So learning to let someone or something go. It's like, I keep reviving this, but I'm just dragging out the inevitable, which is actually quite painful. So acceptance here, and having the strength to start a brand new fresh cycle, having the strength to jump into something new, mentally moving on here, emotionally accepting this ending. Let's find out who's around you. So it could be a person, place or thing that's affecting you. So what is affecting Cancer emotionally, please? What is affecting Cancer? Deception. So it could be a person in your life who is always deceptive. You keep giving them second chances. My hand hurts here. No, it could be like carpal tunnel syndrome or like a stabbing pain, but it hurts quite a lot here. So that's something for somebody. Yeah, deception, underhanded behavior, could be something where perhaps your partner is never honest with you, and you just keep giving them second chances. You keep giving them the benefit of the doubt, but finally it's like, I'm not happy in this situation with things the way it is now, so I'm not gonna give you any more second chances. We're done here. The Magician is also a deceptive energy. It can be like tricks up your sleeve. Gemini energy, Gemini Virgo. It doesn't have to be those signs, but it's surrounded by this scorpionic energy, this ending energy. What's affecting Cancer in their thoughts? It's not a bad reading, Cancer. This is a good reading because you're recognizing something here, recognizing patterns of behavior, recognizing where you've been trapped in a cycle, and actually coming to terms with it and preparing to let go and move forward. Letting go, like emotional acceptance, logically thinking, okay, I'm done with this, I've learned all my lessons, how do I move forward? How do I take control of the situation? How do I become my own emperor? Having the strength in your physical reality to jump into something, to have a brand new fresh start. There could be something to do with like holding on to a mother, or holding on to some kind of wife, or saving money or something like that. But again, the Emperor and Empress here, that's very strong energy that you're coming out of this with. Here's that Six of Pentacles. So you could have children. Let me get another card on that Six of Pentacles. You're waiting for money. You're waiting for some kind of payout. It could be waiting for payday. You know, I need the money to do this. It could be waiting for, if you've gone through some sort of divorce or separation, it could be I'm waiting for my share. There's something financially that I feel like you're waiting on here. It's like this is waiting for a return on your investments, and this is a sharing, a division, an equalization of some kind of assets or something, something being made equal. Somebody who can give and somebody who can receive. And I feel like I don't know if you're the one giving, so it could be like, I want to get out of this marriage, I want to get out of this contract, but I know I have to pay money. So say it was like a mortgage contract, I want to get out of this, but I know it's going to cost me money, I know I have to pay this. It could be I need to I don't know what it is, but it's like I think you're the one, because this is an energy outside of you that's waiting. I feel like you're the one possibly giving money or time or something financially in order to get out of something. And what's going on outside of Cancer in their emotions, please? Oh, there you are, absolutely coming out strong. Sorry, I'm just checking the time. No, this isn't you, is it? This is somebody outside of you. The Queen of Wands outside of you. So it could be learning from, this could be a friend who's helping you, somebody who is very, very confident. You could be learning from somebody who's like this. You know, how does that person, you know, it could be like watching somebody on social media or on Instagram who's very, very confident, or they seem very confident. They've always seemed very well put together. You know, they post beautiful photos, and it's like learning from them. It's like, well, why are they that confident? How do I imitate that? How do I claim that for myself? Notice again all these white flowers on these staffs. So it could be that you're very, very attracted to this person. Again, if you doesn't have to be a female, but it's feminine energy. So if you're attracted to that kind of again, men can be in this kind of like warm, vibrant, nurturing, confident, expressive energy that the queens and empresses kind of embody. It could be that you're very attracted to that energy. It does feel a lot like your energy, Cancer. So I don't know if I'm reading for a cross watcher. It's Sagittarian energy for me, but it does speak to me of the way that Cancer, with all their insecurities, with all their self-doubt, with all their fear, they come out strong, they come out bold, you know, really commanding attention, really being the center of attention in a room, really showing up strong, you know, often with dyed hair, and you know, really commanding the room, with that gorgeous, mysterious moon energy that surrounds you. So this could be that somebody sees you like this. But again, it could be learning from somebody else. Yeah, Cancer, like the Chariot card, that's your card. You're coming out of something in a very powerful position. Look, you've got the World card again there, this closure. You're completing some sort of cycle. You're coming out of something strong. Acknowledging the lessons that you've learned. Acknowledging that what doesn't kill you makes you stronger, and that everything is really just a lesson. So all the pain of these past situations, all the regrets, all the guilt, all the terrible feelings that come from these cycles that are designed to make us grow as a person, recognizing that, recognizing, oh my goodness, this has taught me so much. This, you know, I'm so strong now. I really recommend, if you've got Sagittarius placements or you're dealing with a Sagittarius, last week Sagittarius's reading was very empowering, very, very strong. So there may be something there that you want to go and look at. But yeah, they had things like Fighter by Christina Aguilera, Stronger, you know, Survivor by Destiny's Child. So it was all this, like, even tub thumping, I get knocked down, but I get up again. You're never going to keep me down. Yeah, so this strong, like, they're giving me, I will survive. Just turn around now, because you're not welcome anymore. Weren't you the one who tried to break me with goodbyes? Do you think I'd crumble? Do you think I'd lay down and die? And that's actually, I think it's the first song that I ever woke up with. It happens all the time now. It's like become normal to me now. But when kind of, I want to say my psychic powers were activated, and even as I say that out loud, it sounds so stupid to me. But when I became, yeah, it's like when I activated, I don't know, psychically activated or something like that. I don't know how else to put it. Where one of the main things that I remember happening was waking up at about 3:30 in the morning, with I Will Survive blaring in my head. It was like someone was singing it. It's like someone had it on the radio, or they were singing it on karaoke, like full blast, like really, really meaning it. And it was just like a radio was playing in my head. I was like, I can hear I Will Survive. I was just sat there listening to it, like, what is happening? But yeah, I don't know. It's funny that that's the song that came through. So yeah, I think that's it. So let's get you some advice. I'm going to go back to the Animal Oracle deck for your advice, I think. And then we'll get you a song to close out the reading. Maybe some words and letters. So you have got a pretty long reading compared to all the other ones, but I guess, I mean, this is major. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 major arcana there on your side. So this is, and then you've got, along with that, the Judgment, Death, the World, the Fools. Like, this is major for you. This is like complete, like a major life change, like a major, like either it's some kind of overhaul in your thinking, it's some kind of you know, big epiphany that's like, I can't go on like this, I need to do something differently. Could be like a complete change of career, complete change of like living situation, or just a huge like inner epiphany of something within you that is like, I can't go on like this, I have to do things differently. It's like waking up and being a completely different person. This is a major reading. So I think you maybe need a little bit of advice. I mean, maybe you don't need advice. Maybe you're good. Clear out the clutter. So anything, if you've gone through like a breakup, Life is a Mystery, that gives me the Madonna song. If you've gone through like a breakup, they're giving me make way again. Get rid of the old junk that doesn't serve you anymore. Anything that you're emotionally attached to that just like takes you back to that place, or, you know, it just keeps you trapped in the past, just like either completely get rid of it, like throw it out. If you don't feel like you can do that, put it in a box, put it away, put it in the back of a cupboard somewhere where, you know, you're not going to be stumbling across it. It's like, you don't want to be going in a room and every time you go in that room, seeing that ornament that somebody gave you as a gift and like getting back in your emotions again. It's almost like out of sight, out of mind. So clear out. Now it could be emotional clutter as well. Do you need to have a bit of rest to process? Do you need to write things down? You know, do you need, like, there's something that needs to be purged. It's funny because I feel like Capricorn had the purge, and now you're kind of polar sign, and there's something that needs to be purged. There's something that needs to be like rid of. So 28, Frog Spirit. 28 could be a significant number for you. What's really interesting is you've got 27, 28, so there's absolutely movement and progression here. I'm hearing moving on. Clear out the clutter. Frog Spirit knows that while all the other frogs are croaking away, this is a time for you to simplify and declutter your life so that you can feel content on your own lily pad. Even when life isn't creating a total cacophony, we can become drawn to the excitement of lots of noise. Then, the next thing we know, our schedules and homes are cluttered with commitments we regret making and objects taking up valuable space. Even relationships need decluttering, as they often become messy. Frog Spirit appears to tell you to clean house, prioritise what you need and get rid of or give away the rest, so that you can have some space in your day and in your head. You don't need the old stuff and its stories shouting at you about the past. Along with the physical clutter, friendships are sometimes kept long past their expiration dates, weighing you down with unnecessary baggage. Now is the time to let go. What is your whole reading about? What did I say? Your main message in the reading? Relationships are sometimes kept long past their expiration date, weighing you down with unnecessary baggage. Now is the time to let go. You're letting go of someone or something, absolutely, and you're recognizing that. That's the main thing, is the recognition. Because I think it comes from deep within first. It's like a knowing, and sometimes we can refuse to look at that. And then sometimes it's like, then it finally hits, then it finally comes to the surface, that realization of, it's time now. And I feel like that's where you're at. It's like you've had that internal process and now it's physically here. The time is here. The center of your reading is closure. Whatever you need will appear when you need it, so release your grip on all that clutter that is making you feel anxious and burdened. Frog Spirit wants you to reclaim your space, unencumbered by shoulds, oughts and could have beens. Let go and jump. You are free from all that old stuff. So I feel like this is you thinking about, actually, it could be like giving an ex back their stuff. You know, I don't want your stuff lying around my house. Here you go. Here's your stuff back. Out of my life. We're done. Right? It could be something like that for you. So let's get you a song on camera. Actually, first, let's get you some letters. So this might be the initials of yourself, your person, a friend around you who can help you. It might be the initial of the place where you work. So just pay attention, maybe make a little note of what these letters are. and see if anything crops up for you. So you've got E, G, and Y. Also, anything that hops into your so to put it on the frog, anything that hops into your head. So I'm getting edgy and energy from that. So whatever you get from that, go with it. That's, you know, use your intuition on that one. Let's go to the words, see what words we get. I'm excited to get you a song. Normally I do it at the start of the reading, but I don't know. So you've only got a couple. You've got devote and garden. It's funny, we were talking about the gardener right at the beginning of the reading. Devote and garden. Maybe you're devoted, maybe if you've lost someone physically, like you know, somebody's passed away, you've accepted that, you've gone through the grieving process and you've got to that stage of acceptance. Maybe something really nice to do would be to, maybe if you've got a garden, maybe just make them a little corner in the garden where you can like plant their favorite flowers. Maybe what I'd like to do with my children, if you've got children who you want to go through that grieving process with, and teach them how to grieve in a healthy way, something really nice to do is to paint stones. So just get some like waterproof paint, you know, like oil, I don't know what kind of paint, you know, the kind that's not going to just wash away, and get some just garden stones, you know, a nice big rock, and just paint a nice little message or a picture or whatever they want to put on that rock, and go and put it in the garden. So it may just be something you want to do. And let's get you a song. It's funny, this song that's randomized there, and there was an advert on, so I didn't see this before, but it's Haunt Me by X, Y, and O, so definitely could be relevant. Maybe go and check out that song as well. Haunt Me, X, Y, and O. But can I get a song, please, for Cancer's reading for Thursday, the 11th of November? Thursday, the 11th of November, please. I've been holding A Little Bit of Love by Tom Grennan. I've been holding on to pieces. What have you been holding on to, Cancer? What do you need to let go of? So I hope this reading was helpful to you. If it was relevant, I'd love it if you left me a like, maybe a little comment if you're comfortable doing that. If you haven't subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button. It is free to do. It just means that you're going to see my videos more if you enjoy my videos, and you can hit that notification bell as well to know when my videos are going up. Also, anyone who is coming in as a bit of a stealth watcher, you're appreciated as well, because this watch hours really help me out. I really appreciate all the support on my channel, especially from the Cancers that stick around, because Cancer, you get some tough readings sometimes. I know, I always feel bad. So if you're a Cancerian and you're sticking around, thank you. I don't deserve you. But others of you, please do take care of yourselves. Have a good couple of weeks, and I will see you again soon. Bye bye, guys.